Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to bling out the Stanley logo. This is on a 40-ounce cup, and like I said, so only doing the logo right here. You can see I already did it on another cup, the pink little area. That is what I'm going to be doing, and then the rest of the cup you can do it, to your preference. So I'm going to begin by filing down the area where the logo is. I can do the rest of the cup later on because I am going to bling out the whole cup. But for now, like I said, I'm just focusing on the logo. I'm just going around, making sure it's nice and filed down because I want those rhinestones to stick on for a long, long time. Once I am done filing down this area, I'm going to go in with a clean napkin and some alcohol and remove all that dust. Make sure my area is clean to bling it out. I'm going to put the cup to the side so it can dry, and I'm going to show you the rhinestones I use. So I did use AB rhinestone sizes SS3, 4, 5, 6. I have the 8 right there, but I actually did not end up using it. And some SS4 black rhinestones because I am going to be blinging out the cup black. That's why I have those. But that's completely up to you guys. The color choices, I'm just showing you the sizes that I use. I am going to be using Bob Smith 30-minute cure epoxy, and then I'm going to go ahead and make a blend of that. So for this Bob Smith, you do need the same amount of each. I do not need that much, guys. Right here you guys can see it's just a tiny bit of each, and even this was more than I needed. So you really don't need much. You go ahead and mix that completely together. Make sure it's really, really well blended. And once it is ready, I'm actually going to start applying it to the logo. So with my toothpick, I'm going to nicely place it around where I'm going to bling out. I'm going to be very careful to make sure, I don't really pass the line of the logo area. I'm spreading it, making sure it's nice and flat. I don't want it to be super clumpy or, thick. Just nice and flat around the logo, you know, making sure it's all evenly spread out. If I need a little bit more, I can add a little bit more. If I need to take some off, I can also do that and place it back to the papers. So once that is done, I'm going to begin placing the rhinestones. So for the actual word Stanley, I'm going to be using the SS5 size for the whole word. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, making sure my rhinestones are nicely placed. They're not, uneven or, a little bit sideways. Make sure they're nice and straight all across the word. Once I am done blinging out the word Stanley with the SS5, I'm actually going to go ahead and double check my work, guys. That is something I always do. And then once I'm done doing that, I'm actually going to fill in those gaps between the letters with the SS4 black rhinestones that I showed you guys at the beginning. That is what I'm going to be using to fill in all those little gaps, just the SS4. So again, review SS5 for the letters and then the SS4 to fill in those gaps. Making sure at the same time everything still stays in place, everything looks uniform and nice and neat. So, and now that I am done blinging out the Stanley word, I'm going to move on to the bear logo, starting off filling in those wings, those 3 lines right there, with the SS3 AB rhinestones. That is the size I'm going to be using for all 3 lines of the wings. Making sure my lines are nice and straight, the rhinestones are placed on correctly, they're not overlapping because these are super small rhinestones, so I do want to make sure everything is on correctly. Once I am done doing the 3 lines, the wings, I'm going to move on to the crown. I did place 2 of the SS3 rhinestones right there. You can add 1 more if you want, but I just placed 2. It still looks nice with 3 or 2, it doesn't really matter. And then I use the SS3 for the ears, for the tail, and for the toes. Once I was done using the 3 right there, I moved on to the 4, filling in that little gap of the forehead and the cheeks. I also use the 4 for the bottom part of the foot. So after that, I moved on to the 5. I use that for the leg part, all 4. And then I use the 6 to fill in the whole inner part of the body. If there was gaps, I believe there was 1, I used the 5. But for the whole majority of the body, it was a 6. Like I said, I did not end up using the 8. So all I used was SS3, 4, 5, and 6. That was the sizes I used for the AB rhinestones, and for the fill-ins around the letters and the little bear logo, I did use SS4 black rhinestones. And that is all I use, guys. This is a very simple, little DIY. I know a lot of people don't bling out the logo, but if you do want to bling it out, because if you're going to bling out the whole cup, might as well do the whole thing, including the logo. So now you guys know how to do it. Super easy and super simple. As you're going to see right here, I am double checking everything, filling in those little gaps around the bear with the SS4 black rhinestones, making sure everything is nice and straight. There is not really much to fill in around the bear because when I was placing the epoxy with the toothpick at the beginning, I did stay, close to the logo only because I do want to leave those gaps around the bear and the word Stanley. So when I'm actually blinging out the whole cup, you know what I mean? So that's why there's not much to fill in with the SS4 black rhinestones. But whatever there is, I did fill it in with them. So now to finish it off, you want to double check your work. I always tell you guys, double check your work. You want to make sure everything is nicely placed where you want it to be. Nothing is sliding off or, out of place. and then I'm gonna let that completely dry. While that is drying, I am going to clean off that extra, epoxy around the logo. Make sure it's nicely cleaned because I don't want that to dry. And then it's going to be clumpy once I start blinging out the rest of the cup. I'm just going in with a clean napkin and cleaning those edges. If those little smudges do bother you, right there you guys can see, all you have to do is go in with a Q-tip and a tiny bit of alcohol. You don't want that Q-tip dripping in alcohol, and wipe it around very so gently all around where those smudges are, and it's gonna be completely gone and looking beautiful for you to bling out the rest of your cup. And that is it, guys. That is all you need to do. Now you know exactly what sizes to use to bling out your Stanley logo. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a little something. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next one.